wonder who that could be at this time of night. Hi, Lefty. How are you doing?
Oh, hi, Righty. Would you mind if I came in?
Oh, not at all. Lefty, come on right in.
Don't mind if I do. Have you heard, Righty? The government has shut down.
Yes, I have.
What are we gonna do? I feel so powerless.
Calm down, Lefty. Here, have a tissue.
Oh, thank you. You're such a good friend, even if you are a Republican.
Well, yes, as you know, we elephants are the symbol of the Republican Party, and we donkeys are the symbol of the Democrat Party.
But what are we gonna do?
Well, Lefty, there is nothing we can do except for call our local representatives.
Why can't our parties just come to a consensus?
A consensus?
You know, a consensus. A general agreement among various groups. More or less everyone agrees to something.
Why do I have this feeling that words just appeared above my head?
You know, I get that feeling too sometimes. Sometimes I even feel like I am some sort of puppet in a game called life. No, yes!
Well, why don't we talk about the differences between Republicans and Democrats inside? Come on.
If you wish. So where would you like me to sit, Righty?
Well, Lefty, you can sit wherever you'd like.
Don't mind if I do.
So, Lefty, what did you want to talk to me about?
Well, I wanted to talk about the differences between Republicans and Democrats.
Well, I can tell you all... Actually, hold on a minute. I need to turn off the TV. Anyway, where were we?
Well, we were about to talk about the differences between Republicans and Democrats, and why they can't form a consensus.
Ah, yes, consensus. It's almost as if you just explained that to me. Anyway, as I'm sure you're well aware, there's a government shutdown because Republicans and Democrats can't come to an agreement on something.
You're right. But what are the differences between Republicans and Democrats? I learned in class that in a lot of ways they're very similar.
Well, that's true. That's true, Lefty. But the thing is, there are many differences between the two parties. Sure, they agree with things like freedom of speech and freedom of the press. They're against slavery, and they think that the United States should succeed. But how exactly we do that, well, that's where they really get, mixed up.
That's true. It's as if I read that in a play or something at some point. You're right.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about Republicans. Republicans are mostly conservative. Conservative Republicans believe that the government must exist, but that it should intrude on people's lives as little as possible. They believe that people should be self-reliant and depend on themselves instead of another entity like the government.
Well, that's interesting, Righty, because Democrats tend to be liberals, the opposite of a conservative. Liberal Democrats believe that the government can be a very good thing. Therefore, for the most part, liberals support giving a lot of money to social welfare programs such as welfare, food stamps, and unemployment benefits. So in other words, both parties want people to be successful. They just have different ways of going about it. Yup, one side thinks that the government is necessary, but that is evil, and the other side believes that the government is necessary and that it's mostly good. If you don't mind, I don't think there's enough room on this couch for both of us. I think I'm going to sit on a chair. I don't mind, go right ahead. Ah, that's better. So, Lefty, now that we know more about Republicans and Democrats, can you explain why the government shut down? Yes. In fact, a lot of it has to do with what we just discussed. At the moment, the United States is in huge debt. So we spend more than we take in. Exactly. And we are in debt because of a bunch of things. The economy is just recovering from a recession. Oh, I know this. A recession is when the economy contracts, or slows down, or shrinks for 2 quarters in a row, or the equivalent of 6 months. Bingo! We also are spending a lot of money on social programs, like welfare and food stamps. We're spending on wars, roads, and schools, too. And Obamacare. Exactamundo. Republicans want to get rid of Obamacare because they think it's expensive and that it makes the government control more than it should and people's health care. Yup. Democrats feel, however, that helping people become and stay healthy is worth going into debt for. And hey, pay attention! Oh, sorry, I just love the cool, delicious taste of Arizona. But as you were saying, Republicans and Democrats are at odds over Obamacare. They can't form a consensus. So, what are we gonna do? There's only one thing we can do. Drive to Washington! It's 406 miles to Washington. We got a full tank of gas, half a bag of Doritos. It's dark. And we're puppets. Hit it! Oh no.